Hey friends, and welcome to Raw Living Way. I'm Janet. Make yourself comfortable, make yourselves a green juice. That would be ideal if you got a green juice with you. Get cozy because I'm going to give you some really fun information that's filled with juiciness and yumminess. We're going to talk about the best raw food protein meals, protein foods, I should say. So before we get started, if you're interested in going raw, this whole channel, it's all about me educating on the power of raw foods, raw living foods, and juice fasting. I have a free video course for you. So right down below, you can sign up. And in this video course, I go step by step through the process of easy ways to go raw vegan, okay, raw plant-based. So sign up, you'll get that course right away, straight to your inbox. It's about 6 videos. So one day you'll get each day after day, you'll get a video. And it's great, it's easy ways to go raw vegan. And so you can learn yourself and integrate this into your life and show others how this is possible. Because when we go raw, we have the most energy, we can heal the body as well. But I do recommend going through a juice fast before, we really integrate this lifestyle of raw foods. So sign up. So today we're gonna talk about raw foods and protein, hearty protein meals or foods, I should say. I'm not going to give you like the whole meal, but I'm going to give you the heart of it. What is a hearty protein food? Okay, so let's talk about that. And by the way, this whole channel, you can get inspiration on creating these raw foods. I've been a chef. I should say I've been a chef for over 10 years. And I worked in fine dining all over LA, really nice restaurants, the best of the best, cream of the crop, and now focused on raw foods. So I'm going to teach you the right way to master your skills in the kitchen. So I have a bunch of videos here for you, and stay tuned because I'll keep this coming for you so you can learn how easy it is and simple to go raw. I want to give you today, personally, my favorite best 5 protein meals. And when I say protein, you guys, there's this craze about protein, but everything has protein. All raw living foods have protein, it depends how much protein, of course, but there's protein in greens and lettuces, tomato, cucumber. There's even protein, which are really amino acids, the building blocks of protein in fruits. There is protein in all foods, nuts and seeds and cucumbers and lettuce and greens. There's fruits. Everything has protein. We're not depleted by protein. And actually, the problem is there's too much protein consumption, and too much heaviness of protein consumption is too much for the body to process, to handle. And this is why there's disease. And it causes such a burden on the digestive system. So we do not need all the protein that is being pushed from society. We need enough protein because these are amino acids, the building block of muscles and the building blocks of protein, but not the craze of protein that's being pushed because that is dangerous. So rest assured, if you're having fruit for the day, you've had protein. If you're having your lettuce and your greens, you're having protein. Again, there is more protein in certain foods. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to give you heartier protein options as far as what's satisfying because zucchini, kale, romaine lettuce, all these things have protein. From your carrots to your cabbage to your zucchini, there's protein everywhere. But let's talk about today my favorite 5 hearty, satisfying protein foods. And not just my favorite, these are wonderful ideas for you because I've been living this lifestyle now. So I've been vegan for about 15 years. Now, raw vegan going on 3 years. I can tell you right now that going raw vegan has been the best decision of my life. There's no going back. And I just want to share this excitement with you guys. And this is why I have this channel. And this is why I also coach on this lifestyle. I coach Juice Fast coaching. It's life-changing. It's transformational forever. What you thought you knew about this lifestyle and its possibilities doesn't even touch the surface. There's just so much more. And I'm here to share this with you. So number 1, And when I talk about protein and satisfying foods, I'm just being real. When I have clients and they're used to having their standard American diet, or just someone who's used to having cooked veggie patties or cooked, these cooked vegan foods and all this, or just meats and whatever you're coming from, and going raw, you still want something satiating and satisfying. Well, in my personal opinion, I get that too, because I want that. I'm so satisfied with just nuts and seeds and a hearty veggie patty that's raw. Okay. But I get it. You're transitioning. So you want that satisfying heartiness. And let's talk about that. So, number one, what is one of the best satisfying hearty with a little bit of fat in there that's just going to make you feel satiated and just satisfied? I'm going to start with, let's see here. I got my list. I have here meat, a meat made with nuts. Okay, so we're talking about walnuts, or you want to make a meat with Brazil nuts. Fantastic. Cashews. Okay. All right, you can make a meat out of this. And how are you going to do that? You're going to soak your nuts. You're going to soak your nuts. And actually, I'm going to combine this. I was going to say seeds as number two, but nuts and seeds. This is a very hearty option for a meat replacement, for if you're coming into this new and you still want to satisfy that need of heartiness. Raw meats made from, because meat really is just describing something filled with protein and something kind of fatty. And that's where this comes in. And so this is going to be our meats made with nuts and seeds. I recommend, of course, we're going to soak our nuts and seeds. We always want to soak our nuts and seeds. There's even a book by my friend Karen Calabrese called Soak Your Nuts. Why do we soak our nuts and why do we soak our seeds? We want to break open these enzyme inhibitors so that the life force of these enzymes, of these nuts, releases. And now these nuts and seeds are filled with nutrition, because we've broken over that barrier of the nut and the seeds. And it also cleans the nuts and the seeds. It makes it easier to digest. And the less work on the gut, the better. We don't want to strain our digestive system with these heavy nuts and seeds if we haven't soaked them. You guys, it's very important. It's day and night difference. Day and night difference. You feel heavy when you don't soak your nuts and seeds, and you feel very different when you soak them. And now it's released the enzyme inhibitors so that we can assimilate these nutrients and the minerals and the life force, the activation of the nuts and the seeds. We activate the life force. So now that we've soaked our nuts and seeds, put them in a food processor, chop them up finely. If you got a good chef's knife, chop it up, chop it up. I've been a chef for a long time, so I'm helping you here as much as I can so that you make your kitchen space more functional and it's easier. You don't need all these machines. If you don't have a food processor, cool. Get that knife and chop it up, chop, chop, chop. Get this meat in a bowl. So get the chopped up nuts and seeds, whether it's just nuts or seeds, get this chopped up nuts and seeds in a bowl, or add it to the food processor. Then add some shallot, diced up shallot, because a nice shallot is really light on the palate. It's not a strong taste of onion on the palate. It's not very, sometimes it can be overbearing on the palate when it's a raw onion. So shallots are more of a sweeter onion and it's lighter. Okay, so chop this up, add it to the bowl with your nuts or your seeds or your food processor. Add some herbs to this. Add some cumin. Cumin brings it to life. I'm giving you guys the recipe here. I wasn't going to go into the whole recipe thing, but I'm like, well, it's taking me there, so I'm going to help you here. So you put this all in the bowl with some herbs, maybe some paprika, cracked pepper. I'm not using too much salt anymore, so you can always, just season it with whatever seasons you love. If you wanted a little bit of, Celtic sea salt, just a little bit. We don't need a lot of salt. Or coconut aminos, or gluten-free tamari. Gluten-free organic tamari, just a little bit. I wouldn't go heavy on these seasonings, right? You don't want to you don't want the seasonings to be overbearing on the palate. We don't want to desensitize our palate so that we need all these seasonings. We want to get away from that. This is why we're adding in the herbs. This is why we're adding in a little bit of cumin. That gives it flavor without too much salt and seasonings. and it's a natural organic cumin, just a little bit. But when we go overbearing with seasonings, that's a little bit too much. And then we kind of desensitize our palate. We want these earthy foods to be rustic and real and simplified. Okay. So, like if you're in nature, you don't need all these things, right? So, I get it. It brings life to the food, and I love this stuff. But now that I'm more into my raw vegan journey, and I've been juice fasting for so long, and this has been my lifestyle. I need less and less of these seasonings. And you'll notice that too. It's a progress, it's progression. It doesn't happen all overnight. Maybe for some, they've never needed seasoning. Even better. But I get it. So little by little, you'll know that you need less of this seasoning. Okay, so there you go. So there's your meat, and you process it, you chop it up. You can add a little bit of, you know what's really great? A little bit of a tomato paste in there, and maybe a little bit of a squeeze of orange juice. You have a meat there, you guys. This is delicious. Maybe a little bit of cilantro and fresh herbs, parsley, whatever fancies your plate and your style of eating and your flavors of palate, whatever you crave and want. So blend that up in the bowl or in the food processor. Boom, boom. You don't want to overgrind this stuff because then it gets like a paste, which is fantastic. But you want to kind of keep it hearty, keep the integrity of the nut so you can still bite into it. But if you want to puree it, you can certainly have like a pad thai. So there you go. There's one meat option. That's delicious. Another thing I would add to your meat, so it's not just the nut and the seeds. And here's something you're going to hear from me and not many people talking about this, but add like a red pepper or zucchini or cucumber. Add that in there, or carrot, so it's not all nut and seeds. Now, really, most of it could be the vegetable, because that's what we want, really. We want to have our meals less of the fat and more of the vegetables. There's protein, so much protein in these vegetables. So now you can blend this stuff up, and people would say, oh, all you raw vegans, all you eat are nuts and seeds. Yeah, that's not true. That is not true at all. And actually, that's the problem, is that many people are doing that. But when you're savvy and intelligent about this and you have experience and wisdom, most of it's going to be the vegetable. Now we're winning. Now we're 70%, 75% of it is the vegetable. You guys, that's win-win. We don't have to worry about being overconsumed with the fats and heavy. And this is a lot of times what causes a little bit of a digestion overload and backup, right? Is when we can get a little bit congested, is when we're going heavy, even if you're raw vegan, on nuts and seeds and on the fats. So let's focus on the vegetable here. Okay. Number 2 is going to be make a veggie burger. So I literally gave you all the recipe here. So what I just gave you, make it into a patty, put it in the dehydrator. Even then, you don't have to put it in the dehydrator. You want it totally raw, not dehydrated. Make a patty out of that. Add a little bit of flaxseed. The flaxseed is going to hold it together. Grind your flaxseed, make patties out of that, and just refrigerate it. You don't even have to dehydrate it. Even better. You guys, the less we can use a dehydrator, the better. What does a dehydrator do? Listen, if you're at that step, use the dehydrator. It's way better than fast food and using an oven and cooking it. Great. There's steps to this. I want to meet you where you're at. But what's even more elevated, not using the dehydrator. Now, if you're still integrating this lifestyle, you want that dehydration because it does give you more of, the cooked effect, use a dehydrator. Don't go over 118 and use a dehydrator, and you have veggie burgers. I just gave you the recipe pretty much right there. Okay. And then you dehydrate it. Now you have patties. There's your veggie burger. Now these are options of hearty protein, satisfying, fatty, yummy, delicious options. Okay. So there you go. Or don't use a dehydrator. With that flaxseed meal, you're still going to want to put the flaxseed meal when you're using the dehydrator because you want the patty to hold. This is what's going to bind the ingredients together so the patty doesn't break, is that flaxseed meal, ground flaxseed. So dehydrated or not. You can still add it on a salad. There's your veggie burger. But you're going to refrigerate it. If you're not going to use a dehydrator, refrigerate this overnight so that it holds its shape. Okay? So number 3, mushrooms. Some people say, well, I don't do mushrooms if I'm raw. They're a fungi. It's a mushroom. I don't feel comfortable not cooking it. And I get that. I get that. But here's what I do. I cook my mushroom with my vegetables. So I'll get like portobello mushroom or organic mushrooms. I'll chop them up, put them in a bowl, add zucchini, add chopped up vegetables, add a little bit of seeds, nuts and seeds, chop it all in there with the mushroom, so it's not all mushroom. And then I cook it with some lime, lime juice. It'll cook something down, as in it'll kind of kill the any like bacterias, right? It's lime juice. It's like when people cook their fish with their lime, it's called ceviche. You cook it and you kind of kill any bacterias or harmful bacterias in it. So if there's anything going on with the mushroom, I do lime juice, lemon zest, but it's in that lime juice. And also I do shallots or a red onion, and that kind of cooks it in there too. So if there's anything funky, and add raw garlic to it. So then you mix this. Now it's cooking down. If there's any bacterias that this mushroom is carrying, that is going to make your gut digestion sensitive. Some people are not into the raw mushroom. I get that, but if you're going to do it, here's a great option. Cook it down with lemon juice, onion, and lemon juice, onion, and yeah, there you go. That'll cook it down and kill anything funky in there. And it breaks down the mushroom too. And then add your nuts and seeds and zucchini, chop it up. There you have a meat, a mushroom meat. Add it to a lettuce taco, a collard wrap. So delicious, so delicious. Okay, what else? Next. Next is tempeh. Oh, tempeh. Tempeh is not raw. Some people would say that, sure. And like technically, it's not straight up a vegetable like zucchini. No, it's a soybean. I get it. And actually, some tempeh isn't even made with soybean. It's made with fermented rice and grains fermented. Okay, so look at that too. What's it made out of? So I'm not comparing tempeh to vegetable. Of course, the vegetable is at its true source raw, and the mushrooms and the nuts and seeds, that is so super raw. Now we're bringing in tempeh, but why I've started integrating tempeh into my diet and my protein options, I don't do a lot of it. So when I say I do tempeh, it's like once a month. I literally do it once a month or not. It's not my first option. My first option are nuts and seeds, avocado, coconut, what I'm talking, zucchini, veggie burger, carrots. This is my go-to. This is my go-to. But if I'm out and about, I'm at the store and I'm having a salad, it's not cooked though, and I'm at like the salad bar, I will purchase tempeh and I'll just crumble it on there. And that's what I do. And I add a little oregano, cumin. So what tempeh is, it's a fermented grain. Now, sometimes there's soybean in there or some kind of bean that is fermented. There's different kinds of tempehs. We're evolving and we're progressing, and people are getting savvy with their tempeh. So I like an organic tempeh, and that is, it can be fermented grains. So what's the difference? It's fermented, it's alive, and this is raw in that sense that there's an activation going on. So it's kind of like a prebiotic as well. It's fermented, so it's sort of like a prebiotic. So there's activity, so I can eat this and I can handle this. Would I recommend this to someone who's got a lot of gut issues and is just leaving their juice fast? No, 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 no. I've already, people like myself, or if you've done raw foods for a long time and if you've healed, if we're healing, which this channel is very healing forward for many people that are healing through very serious situations, I would not recommend this right away. Now that we've healed and the gut can handle more of these kind of foods, yes, I have tempeh and I love it, and it's so good and satisfying. Again, I don't cook it. It's already fermented. I just crumble it on my salad. Okay, so this is up to you. Again, it depends where you're at. But if you're just coming onto this and you want an alternative option and you don't want to eat meat, yeah, I'm going to tell you, have the tempeh. It's way better and it's healthier for you. It's easy on the gut. It's fermented, so it's a prebiotic. And also you can chop it up and add it with vegetables, make a veggie patty out of it. But I just crumble it raw. It's been already in the process of being broken down. So tempeh has been broken down, easier to digest. This is why I consume tempeh. At the end of the day, we want, with everything that I'm teaching and everything that I'm learning and this lifestyle, we want to put less strain on the gut. The less strain on the gut, the better, the more optimal health and vitality you have. What would be the best way? I would say 10% fat and the rest vegetables and fruit. We got to bring in these raw foods and these fruits because this is what helps. This is the smoothest and the most loving to our digestive system, to our gut health. And that's the goal here. What is the most loving? What flows the most? How do we have our easiest bowel movements? Through fruit, through greens and salads and fruit and juices and smoothies. This allows the flow. All right, and the last one here, which hardiness, is coconut meat. You can have coconut meat. You can have, sure, some people dehydrate the coconut, but just raw coconut meat, chop it up, make it into a ceviche, season it up, put some lime juice, put some herbs, tomato, red pepper, yellow pepper, put some raw zucchini, cucumber, chop it up, make a ceviche with lemon. Just put little seasonings if you want, you know? And there you go. Put it on a lettuce wrap. Coconut, healthy fat. Make a coconut yogurt, my favorite. Make a coconut yogurt. When you make a coconut yogurt with this, it is so satisfying. These are healthy amino fat acids, healthy protein. Healthy protein. You want to be muscle? You want to be strong? These are healthy proteins. These are sustainable and they're activated. And you make your yogurts with okay, get your blender, you put the coconut meat in there. You can add some soaked almonds, soaked nuts and seeds of your choice. It doesn't have to be almonds. If you want to do your soaked almonds, and then you add it to the blender, some coconut water, and I would recommend just to up leveling it. So first blend that up, get it nice and blended. Sometimes it tends to warm up, so you don't want to cook it. Just blend it so it's smooth and creamy, and then you'd add vanilla bean, a little lemon juice to that. There's your coconut yogurt. Oh my gosh, with almonds. So good. And it's activated because you have your activated almonds. Put that in a bowl. And then I would add some probiotic powder just to enhance the gut health, enhance it. I recommend Puradyme probiotic. This is my family Puradyme, and I am true to them. And I'm proud to be a part of Puradyme now. I've always been part of Puradyme, but I never was affiliated with them in any way. I just believed in them. And now I was invited to, have affiliation with them. But Puradyme has the most cleanest supplements, I guess you would say. To me, supplements are fillers and stuff that we don't need. But these enzymes are full force real. There are no fillers. So I don't like to categorize them in any kind of supplement category. However, these supplements and enzymes and the whole line is just fantastic and real and pure. So I add these probiotics. I'll have the code down below. Click down below and you'll know what I'm talking about. But I add these probiotics to my yogurt. What happens? It activates it to the next level. Now we're really doing some serious healing to the gut, activating that microbiome as well, enhancing the power of our gut health so that we can break down foods more easily. This is how we enhance the nutrition. And people say, supplements when you're raw. You guys, we're healing from years and years of damage to the colon, to the gut, to the digestive system, to the body. We need the help, and this helps. And not all supplements are made the same. So when you have good quality, it is worth it. It is worth it. And also we are being bombarded by chemicals. We are being bombarded by so much toxicity in the world. It helps. The soil, the minerals are not the same. And yes, that's true. The soil has been depleted, and that is a fact. That is a fact. As well as what's going on with chemtrails and poisons and toxins. The water's not the same. Everything has changed. These real superfoods help when we enhance our foods. So why not? You deserve that opportunity to feel your best. And this helps. It up levels everything. So there you go. All right, this has been it for me today. I wanted to give you, and I'm going to give you a bonus. I'm going to give you a bonus here. What are other satisfying foods that we can add? Well, we can make hummus. Out of everything I just said, we can make hummus out of zucchini, these soaked nuts and seeds. What else can we make? Well, we can make hummus. We can make guacamole and salsas and dips with everything I just talked about here that's hearty. What else is something hearty and satisfying? Olives, Kalamata olives. I love adding all types of olives to my food. Sun-dried tomato. veggies of all kind. A tahini dressing is filling and hearty. These are all filling, protein forward, satisfying, satiating, amino-rich foods to feel satiated and satisfied. Now, I know I gave you guys a lot of different ideas and you're thinking, but Janet, how am I supposed to make this? Where do I start? Well, guess what? I got you covered. This is why I created a Raw Living Self Mastery membership community, because there I have all these recipes so you can really get in the kitchen and have it word by word. The whole description is there. I have recipes here. I have a smoothie ebook. I have Q&As. I'm in my kitchen teaching these recipes. I go live once a week answering all your questions. During the week, I'm there answering questions because I could see a lot of the members have a lot of questions and I'm there daily responding. And again, on Fridays, I go live and I also have an abundance of recipes and resources on a raw living way path. I'm in the kitchen teaching culinary school from my background education in culinary, fine dining, classically trained. I have this for you in my kitchen. So you have hours and hours of videos to learn from. So I suggest make this a lifestyle. Get in the kitchen and learn. I have these recipes for you. Also, juice fasting. As a juice fast coach, we want to juice fast and then transition into this lifestyle. This is how we sustain it. I have a 40-day juice fast PDF as soon as you sign up to the membership, plus the coaching you get on your juice fast. You're not alone. It's a family here. It's friendships. There's a community of people asking questions, helping you out as well. We all have something to say, but of course, I'm there to make sure you guys get the right information. But it's really helpful and nice to see that other people care about you there, and we all just want to help each other. It's very supportive. You know, family and friends can be challenging if they don't understand. Some people all are on board, great, but some unfortunately are not, right? And it's harder. So this is why this community helps. This is how I've maintained this. This structure and accountability, number one, accountability. So please sign up. I want to see you there and I want to help you on this new path, if it's a new path or if you've been doing this for a while. I want to be there to support you every step of the way, as well as everyone in the community. We're in this together. And this is how we outshine, and this is how we rise and step into our greatest life. Because this is a lifetime movement. It's just not temporary. This is forever. And this is how it's done with community and accountability and the right support and system. All right, my friends, it was so nice to have you here today. I hope this was a great segment for you. I really enjoyed it. I felt like there was a lot of information that was helpful. I'm here for that. Sending you so much love. And remember, you came here to rise up in your alignment of your highest power. And that's why we're here, to illuminate, to up-level consciousness for all. All my love, and I'll see you next time.